If you're someone that likes to spend some of your free time in the kitchen, chances are you've tried to make your own bread before. Now, this isn't something that should be stressful. It should be easy and cool. But at the same time, doing something like making sourdough bread from scratch is going to be a little bit easier if you kind of like to do it a little bit. Practice and having good foundational skills will also help the most. But it can span hours or multiple days, and if you just have other things going on, it's kind of hard to stay motivated and keep it part of the routine. There's also just so much information on the internet, which is great. I encourage you to watch several people make something a little confusing like sourdough, because when you get the basics down and don't overthink the little details, you can genuinely get such an incredible product with little effort. So I'll show you how I've been enjoying making bread recently, and I'll let the B-roll speak for itself here. I mean, this is very good and very easy to make. Of course, there is always room for improvement, but like, it's really good for what I use it for, and I eat this almost every single day. And no, I don't have any special equipment. I make bread in this pan I got for 2 bones at Goodwill with regular bread flour from the grocery store and all that. So here's the rundown. I'll take my starter out of the fridge and feed it some flour and water. I don't want a bunch of starter for no reason, so I'm just going to give it just enough to make this loaf, and then I'll let this sit while I do all of my regular life stuff for the day. I'm using a relatively low starter percent here, around 12, because I want it to ferment overnight and I want a lot more wiggle room in case I get distracted, which yeah, happens a lot. I mix my starter with warm water and salt and then add some bread flour. Mine here is 12.7% protein content, but who cares? If yours is different, everything's gonna be fine. You may just have to adjust the water a little bit, but that's not anything abnormal for sourdough anyway. When this is mixed really well, I'll cover it with blue banana towel and let it sit for around an hour. Then I'm gonna wanna stick around for the next 2 hours. I know, but I'll only do 4 rounds of stretch and folds every 30 minutes, and it literally takes like 30 seconds. Then I can just go back to whatever I was doing. Then I can just go to sleep, and whenever I return around 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 17 hours later, it's doubled in size, and I can plop this in my pan with an incredible amount of olive oil. Then I'll let it proof again for a couple more hours while I'm in class or getting some work done, and then I'll put some dried herbs or Parmesan or anything else delicious on it. I'll add some more olive oil on top and just poke around because it's fun. My oven's been preheating to 425, and I'll bake it for around 20 minutes and let it cool for as long as until I want to eat it. Because yeah, man, I'm going to want some bread while it's still warm. I know you probably have some questions, so please feel free to leave a comment and check out the full recipe in the description.